Australia is like the forefront of humanity for handling and fighting against climate change and man made sort of disasters and the effects that are going on. It is the place with the most potential and the place that can make the greatest difference and set an example and hopefully not just for itself but for rest of humanity, for the world for the coming years. Australia is such a place with the vast amount of land and the vast amount of research that is being done and the projects that it can embody because it is almost experiencing every single issue out there. You're facing wildfires, you're facing floods, flash floods, you're facing coral bleaching, you're facing loss of wildlife, migratory issues, conservation issues, loss of flora and fauna, um, natural disasters, so many things. And that also gives you the opportunity to come up with solutions more so than any other nation out there because they concern you more so than any other nation. The Great Barrier Reef might be a relic of the past and by the next 27 years. The sheer amount of coral bleaching that has been going on, the flash floods have been causing so much damage to lots of local native wildlife and plant life alike. The um, forest fires have been having a similar devastating impact. And Australia is probably the only place out there which is experiencing these things to this extent. And it is also probably the more friendly and isolated place from rest of the world, as well as it has that sort of element of something special to it, it feels, if that is probably the right word for it, with all the prehistoric forests it has that have been there since before the time of dinosaurs and the sheer diversity of species of animal and plant life which are found nowhere else on the planet. It is like an entire world in its own. But yeah, it alone can probably come up with solutions and take measures that it single-handedly can have impact on rest of the world, which is something that I don't think many other countries are focusing on. They are more immersed in some political nonsense and things like that, and there's so much weird stuff going on. Plus, it's not exactly impacting them that directly. Even if it is, it's not their priority for the time being. Uh, because let's just say lots of unimportant things are capturing their attention. But in the case of Australia, it's a place which is handling these issues, tackling them firsthand from the front lines basically. And the work that can be done in Australia cannot just be implemented to the rest of the planet, but it can also sort of create a pathway and pave a sort of journey and be a place from where sort of the most advanced and most the greatest amount of development can be done for combating climate change and the reversing the impacts humans have had on this planet. There is so much that can be done. The possibilities are endless, but they need to be implemented, which and they are being implemented, but they need to be implemented more so than normal, breaking the boundary between the sort of limit that might seem acceptable from the standards of the rest of the countries or the world. Australia probably needs to do that on a 10x scale because the problems that it's specifically facing and what it has to lose is on a 10x scale as well. Come on, the overall great flora and fauna and the aquatic and the wildlife present native to Australia and the natural wonders and everything which are at risk. I think Australians are also some people who actually care about their local heritage sites and native plants and animals. They've, there's like that element of protecting it. So yeah, I believe difference can be made. biggest difference out there from within Australia. Let's hope that happens.